Hello. In this video, we are going to be looking at a facility location decision. We are going to be using the factor rating method, and in a different video you will see how we put that whole process together, in which we look at a variety of possible locations and we give each location a score and we multiply that score by a weight, hence the name factor weighting. But before we can do that, we need to have a score on a 10-point scale, or a 100-point, whatever you want, but 10 is a nice number. And every location has to be given a score in each category on this 10-point scale. We can't have some categories that go to 10 and some that go to 1,000. That's not going to work. So, for example, let's suppose we're considering Reno and Salt Lake City, and the cost to operate the facility per year in Reno is $1.2 million, and the cost in Salt Lake City is $1.6 million. Reno is cheaper, and in the case of costs, cheaper is better, so Reno should get the score of 10 if these are the only two candidates, and Salt Lake should get something else, but it doesn't deserve a 0. It's pretty close. It's not that much higher than Reno, so what should it get? That's what we're about to do. And then we'll also just do transportation cost as another example. So, so this was our original cost information. So we're going to give, like I said, Reno a score of 10 because it's cheaper. Salt Lake will get something else. And this is the formula that we're going to use. We're going to take the cheapest cost, which in this case is Reno, of $1.2 million. And to get the score for Salt Lake City, we're going to take its cost, $1.6 million, and divide that into the $1.2 million and multiply that by 10, unless I do the math wrong in my head here. That's going to give Salt Lake City a score of 7.5. Okay. So it was close, but it gets a higher score because, or it gets a lower score because its cost is higher. So just to reinforce here, let's look at the transportation cost. Again, if we had West Coast customers, Reno is probably closer than Salt Lake, so Reno has a cheaper transportation cost. And because it has a cheaper transportation cost, it gets a score of 10. Salt Lake City, being more expensive, will not get as low of a score. So we will take, in this case, the cheapest cost is 20, and so this was Salt Lake City we were doing here. And so again, we're doing Salt Lake City, and its cost is 30. So we have 20 divided by 30 times 10. So we get 6.66, or 67, I guess, technically. Got to get the details right here, don't we? So it's 6.67. Well, I guess I'm rounding that to 6.7 anyway. So that's how we get the scores to be normalized to a 10-point scale. We take the cheapest cost, which was 1.2 in this scenario, or 20 in this scenario, and divide it by the more expensive location. If we had additional cities, Denver, Boise, etc., we just use the same thing. Whatever the cheapest cost is, use that as the top of the fraction, and then always divide each location by its cost for that location. I hope this has been helpful. Ooh.